We're talking about the mysterious world of DACs and headphone amps. Do you need one or the other? Do you need both? Also, which streaming service is the best for you? And will we ever review mics? We've got answers to these questions and more in this episode of Sound Off Q&A. Hey everybody, I'm Kris and welcome to Sound Off Q&A, a monthly show where we answer all of your audio questions and give you directions to the nearest library in any language you want, as long as it's English. Or Esperanto. Hey, it's the universal language. Anyway, let's get started A-ing some cues. For our first and toughest question, a commenter asked whether they need a DAC, a headphone amp, or both. First, let's get started with what exactly a DAC is. In this case, DAC stands for Digital Analog Converter. It takes the digital music from your computer, phone, or music player and converts it into the actual sound you hear through your headphones. Simple, right? So why do you even need one? Isn't that built into, well, everything? Well, a computer's sound card does do this. Computer manufacturers are more interested in getting the job done cheaply since most people just want to hear their cat videos okay. Basically, if you want the cleanest conversion from digital to analog, you'll want to use a standalone converter. Here's the thing though, if you're listening on $5 earbuds, that converter isn't gonna make a difference. And that is where headphone amps come in. Again, the phone in your pocket has one of these built in, but it's far from the best. Sure, you can hear your music, but it might not sound as good as it could. There's another factor too. Some headphones just require more juice to sound their best. If you've ever plugged a high-end pair of headphones into a phone and wondered why they sounded so quiet, you'll know what I'm talking about. Headphone amps have one job, and if you pay a good amount of money for a thing that makes sounds louder and that's all it has to do, it's generally going to be pretty good at it. Here's the basic rundown. You're really only going to want to spend money on a headphone amp if you've already spent a lot of money on a good pair of headphones. And you're only going to want to spend a lot of money on a DAC if you've already spent more money on a headphone amp and headphones. Something like that. Our next question is a common one. Which streaming music service is the best? That's a toughie, but let's give it a shot. While Spotify, Rdio, and Beats Music all seem fairly interchangeable, there are a few ways to pick the best one for you. The first is where you live. Rdio is available in countries that Spotify isn't, so that might make your choice for you right there. That said, Spotify offers family plans, which could be enough right there to swing you in their direction. I'm sure there's some reason to pick Beats Music, but I can't think of one right now. If you know, let us know in the comments. We get questions fairly often asking if we are going to review mics, software, and other pieces of audio gear. As strange as this sounds, that's really up to you. I'd love to review that kind of stuff, but before we can invest in reviewing all these other sorts of gear, we have to make sure people are actually interested and will watch and read the reviews. So, do you want us to review different stuff? Speak up, let us know, early and often. A YouTube commenter asked this one, what's the best audio editing software? Now that's a tough question with a lot of possible answers, so what I'll do is I'll tell you what I use. It's actually two different pieces of software. For this video you're watching now, podcasts, and any other video-related audio editing, I use Adobe Audition. It's got some very nice video-related features, and I use other Creative Cloud software for videos, so it fits the workflow nicely. Now, if you're talking about music, well, that's different. For anything related to music, I use one of my favorite pieces of software ever, Reaper. It's got a learning curve, but once you get used to it, Reaper has some seriously awesome features for audio editing, and like any decent audio editing software, it can be extended almost indefinitely with plugins. There's a ton of other software out there like Cubase, Sonar, and Pro Tools, and I've tried them all, but for everything I do, the two pieces of software I just mentioned get the job done. And that's all the questions we've got for this month, everybody. I'm sure you've got questions of your own, and I'd love to hear them. Comments get lost easily on YouTube, so if you have a question, head over and let us know at soundguys.com in our forums. We'll have a link down in the description. Even if your question isn't picked for the show, hopefully someone in the forums will have an answer for you. And that's all we've got for Sound Off Q&A for this month, but keep the questions coming. If you liked the video, let us know, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Kris. Thanks for watching.